Audi's RS7 has come in for a major update in Australia. It's had a nip and tuck, it's got more technology, but the same ballistic twin-turbo V8 engine. Let's go for a drive. The RS7 Sportback has featured in Audi's lineup for a little over 5 years, but you'd argue the 2020 model is the most appealing yet. For starters, Audi has cut the entry price by nearly $40,000. It's added more equipment and safety and revisited the performance on offer. The latest update includes a torquier version of the 4-litre twin-turbo V8 engine and the fitment of a 48-volt electric subsystem that runs ancillary functions and restarts the car while coasting. For a car this size, it is remarkable just how well the RS7 controls its way through the corners. Normally with a performance SUV that has a footprint this big, your style of driving is kind of tempered by slow in, fast out, but you don't have to do that with the RS7. This particular car I'm in has a dynamic ride control function which uses hydraulics to balance the car through corners, and it's incredible just how well it stops, turns, and goes out of corners. And when we say goes, we mean in the context of a modern supercar. The RS7's twin-turbo V8 now makes slightly less power, but 50 Newton meters more torque, enabling a claimed 0 to 100 time of 3.6 seconds. That's thanks in part to an all-wheel drive system that can apportion up to 85% of torque to the rear wheels. Elsewhere, the RS7's performance suite includes all-wheel steering and a mechanical diff, while stopping power comes from huge 10-piston calipers up front. The highlight here, as ever, is that twin-turbo engine. It's now augmented by a mild hybrid system, which basically gives you electric inputs during low throttle scenarios. But it's really quite benign with the way it works, and if it helps prolong the life of the V8, well then, I'm all for it. Even on 22-inch wheels, the RS7 Sportback strikes the desired balance between performance and comfort. And though it doesn't quite nail the daily driver brief as well as the more practical RS6 Avant, its cabin is more livable than before, available with a third seat in the second row. There is an incredible safety net on offer with the RS7, from its all-wheel drive system to its electronics. You really have to be ham-fisted to get it wrong on the road. Elsewhere, the steering feeling and feedback is nice. I actually don't mind the weighting of it, even in its most dynamic mode. The car is really well controlled over bends and through the bumps, and those huge 10-piston 440mm front brakes provide excellent reassuring stopping power. In terms of ride and handling balance, this has to be one of Audi's most rounded performance models. Yes, the ride is firm and it feels tied down to the road, but it's never jarring or crashy. And at the same time, there's no thudding, road noise is suppressed to decent levels, and it's a really refined cabin. This is a car that you could do a nice full day cross-country blast in and hop out as fresh as you started.